the 1940s, the Nazi regime established Auschwitz as a complex of concentration and extermination camps. Its brutal purpose was to annihilate millions of innocent lives, primarily Jews, along with other targeted groups. Why did regular Germans commit such atrocities on other human beings? Are Germans more cruel than Americans? What would you do if you were asked to kill somebody to save your own life? Would you administer a deadly shock to another human being? Would you support an unjust cause just because someone told you to? The answers might shock you. I'm headed to Auschwitz, which is 70 kilometers from Krakow, Poland, and there lies a place that bears witness to one of the darkest chapters in human history. Welcome to a journey through time, a journey that will take us back to the harrowing days of World War II. I'm going to tell you about an experiment that explains why people commit violence against others. The true results of this experiment might surprise you. This study is very controversial and unethical, and it's called Milgram's shock study or Milgram's experiment. In 1961, Stanley Milgram, a Jewish-American psychologist from Yale in New York City, conducted these experiments over a period of 2 years. While there were several variations of the experiment, it generally involved a participant, a learner, and an experimenter. The participant acted as a teacher, reading out words for the learner, and the learner was supposed to repeat these words. If he did so incorrectly, then the experimenter would ask the participants to give an electric shock to the learners.
Wet. Wrong, it's horse. 150 volts.
These shocks would keep increasing with the subsequent incorrect answer and would reach a deadly 450 volts. The learner was an actor and was not actually getting hurt, but was crying and at times shouting and even faked death. But many participants continued all the way till the end. How many? Some people guessed 3%. You're about to be shocked with the true numbers, and you might wonder why. Today, we're starting a serious and a meaningful journey to explore Auschwitz, a place with a big history. Our goal is to remember, learn, and show respect for the millions of people who were affected by the Holocaust. Let's begin. Our journey begins with the rising sun, waking up at my hostel in Krakow. Good morning. Today is the day when I go to Auschwitz and Birkenau. It's gonna be a pretty surreal experience, 7.5-hour trip. It leaves in about 25 minutes. So I'm ready to go, just gotta make sure I've got everything here. Let's go check out Auschwitz. As I stepped into the day, little did I know, I was about to embark on an experience that would forever change my perspective. All right guys, the tour guide is here and this is gonna be our ride. Shortly after our tour guide arrived to pick us up, the excitement in the air was palpable as our diverse group gathered, eager to learn and remember. The drive to Auschwitz was really beautiful. I looked at pretty views and cute little towns outside the window. It made me think about how everything was so beautiful around us, which was very different from the sad history we were going to learn about soon. As the view outside changed, I started thinking about different landscapes and cultures. I wondered how this peaceful place turned into a setting for a very sad part of history.
I'd like to stop here for a couple of minutes to show you this place. People call it Judenrampe, which was the main train tracks for the Jewish people, for the transport with Jewish people to the camp Birkenau. Okay, so to the second one, yeah, because the Birkenau was the main death camp, right? Today you will see two camps, Auschwitz 1 and Auschwitz-Birkenau, right? So we can go outside right now for 5 minutes. Okay, there is a very informative map. Okay, so we can have a look over there.
This behind me you see is one of the wagons that was used to transport the people that would arrive in Auschwitz. And Auschwitz is the German name. There's Auschwitz 1, Auschwitz 2, even 3 and 4. And that just generally was the name given for the concentration camps. In this wagon that you see behind me, there were about 70 people. And Birkenau was the actual place where the gas chambers were and a lot of the people died. But Auschwitz 1 is the place that has still a lot of the artifacts that survived And Auschwitz 1 was where there was like a factory. So as you see here, this is where we are. And this is Auschwitz 1. This is Auschwitz 2. And this is where we are told was the gas chamber. And then there was more that was built here, and here, lots of them. So we're going to be visiting both Auschwitz 1 and Auschwitz-Birkenau. This was the original camp established by Nazis in 1940s. It now serves as a museum with various exhibitions that include personal belongings of the victims, photographs, documents, and information about the camp's history and its victims. Then we arrived at Auschwitz-Birkenau. The iconic entrance gate loomed ahead. Arbeit macht frei means work sets you free, a haunting testament to the deception faced by prisoners. So this is Auschwitz-Birkenau, the main place where there were gas chambers. On this side you see the red brick houses. These were where the women were separated, and then those were the original ones made of brick. And then later you see those are the ones that are made of wood, because that was just more economical during the later part, and those were built a little bit later. So the train would come directly inside the Auschwitz, and a lot of times people didn't know if they were going to be put into the gas chambers. They were brought from all different parts, like the Jewish ghetto. They're all over the Poland area, and they thought, hey, what could be worse than that? Pretty vast area, I think about 140 acres. Auschwitz-Birkenau was a Nazi concentration and extermination camp during the World War II, where over 1 million innocent lives were lost. This is the larger extermination camp that was established in 1941. Moving inside, we explore the various exhibitions housed in the camp's barracks. These exhibitions include the personal belongings of victims, photographs, and documents that offer insights into the daily lives and sufferings of the prisoners. I took my time to read and reflect. Transitioning to Birkenau, we arrived at the vast area that held Birkenau camp. The railway ramp where the countless trains arrived stands as a stark reminder of the scale of this tragedy. That was the roll call of all the women that arrived. So we're gonna go on this straight road all the way down, and then in the end we're gonna turn a left. That's the jungle, like the Birkenau jungle, and then once we go left we're gonna come back on straight road. As we walk through remnants of other buildings, I want you to imagine the chilling scenes that unfolded here. The crematoria were built to efficiently dispose of bodies of innocent people who had been mercilessly killed. When you step into the gas chambers, it's impossible not to feel a profound sense of sorrow. These rooms, once disguised as showers, were where victims were led to deaths. These are the ruins of gas chamber number 5. Pretty horrible. I'm thinking, was it a good idea to come and see this? The gas, Zyklon B, was released, and within moments, lives were extinguished in a horrifying manner. These are the remains of things that were burned by the German people so that they don't leave any proof. And there's a glass construction there in which there are the actual things that were burned and what remains of them. Pretty horrible. I think the message here is that we should be so grateful of the kind of freedom that all of us take for granted and have the first world, the second world, the third world problems. But this was way beyond anybody would ever face. So, pretty important lesson here. Our next stop is the memorial wall at Birkenau. Here, plaques in various languages pay tribute to the victims who lost their lives. Many visitors have flowers, candles, and mementos as a way to honor their memory. It was a somber and emotional place to reflect. As we conclude our tour, we visit the Visitor Center and Bookstore. If you want to know more, you can learn about the history of Auschwitz-Birkenau, the Holocaust, the related topics, books, documentaries, educational resources. These are all available here for further understanding. My time at Auschwitz has taken me through different places, history, and feelings. This experience isn't just about what I saw. It's also about things I learned and the connections I made. As we finish our journey at Auschwitz, let's go back to Milgram's experiment. Do you know the percentage of regular Americans who administered the deadly shock? A whopping 65% of participants went all the way to 450 volts. Even when the learner, remember an actor, faked crying and even death. The concept is explained by situationism, and this idea is that regular humans are capable of committing heinous crimes when they are put in a situation when they believe they have no other choice. Bottom line, what the German Nazis did in 1940s was horrible, but we're all capable if we're put in similar situations. So are Russians invading the territory of Ukraine morally inferior? My opinion is not to hate the common Russian people, but instead somehow stop Putin and a few of his close men that are responsible for creating such a situation. By visiting Auschwitz, my job is to tell you these Holocaust stories. The voices from the past will stay alive, so we can make the world that's kind, open-minded, and understanding. Thank you for being a part of this important journey. Next, I'd be headed to Ukraine while the war is still going on. I would stay in a western city of Lviv. I wanted to find out what life is like in this city. If you felt connected with anything I mentioned in this video, then please like, share, and subscribe for more such content. Until next time, let's carry the stories of strength, survival, and strong human spirit with us. Goodbye.